There's a lot of traffic coming out.
There's a lot of people that they go the same thing. No.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 10 a.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence and observance of all military past and present.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First roll call, please. Andy, Deputy Clerk, please.
Pat Tack,
Absent.
Tim Brenner,
Absent.
Stacy Wells,
Here.
Chris Taylor,
Here.
Eric Gunnels,
Here.
John Condon,
Here.
Rachel Stankey.
Here. Okay, we do not have a full board, so we're going to skip additions to the agenda, but I am going to make a motion to amend the agenda to take F, Tammy Batterby evaluation of handling of marijuana off of the agenda.
Support.
Thank you. All in favor of amending the agenda, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, we're going to move on to the approval of the Board of Trustee minutes from May 6th, 2025. Or take that as a motion, your support. All in favor of the approval of the Board of Trustee minutes from 5/6/25, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Nay. Motion carried 4-1. I'm going to make a motion to pre-authorize the May bills for 2025. Or is there any discussion on that?
Why are we doing that again?
Well, my hopes are, I should have probably done my agenda a little differently, but to reschedule the VOT meeting from June 3rd to the 24th, so that we're able to process the bills timely in May.
There won't be anything extensive paid, like we got an invoice for a new map for the cemetery. That'll come to the board. Stuff like that'll come to the board. It'll just be regular things.
Like consumers and what?
Consumers, like the
Insurance.
Gilroy stuff, we have to get insurance, just regular stuff. Yeah.
Did you put the comments?
We did not, I missed it.
Yes, it's not on the.
It is
Oh,
on the
it's on the
agenda, I
agenda.
skipped it. Okay, we'll finish this motion and then I'll do public comments, like we the rest of them.
I think you can just retract the motion.
I'd rather carry than finish this off.
Yeah, finish this motion.
Okay, that was my only concern. Why were we moving it? But you're moving it because you want to move the meeting. So, yeah, you should have probably put that one first and then we would explain that. Okay, go ahead.
Apologies for that. Can we get a roll call vote on that, Amby, please?
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Okay, from there, I'm gonna move back up. My apologies. Public comments, agenda items only, please, for 3 minutes. Thank you, Eric, by the way. That was really too fast.
I just figured you didn't want to hear from me. The only comment is item J, your firework permit. I recall last year there was quite a few people that were disturbed that they didn't have advance notice of the fireworks display. And I think one of them was the people that have the horses right next door, 2 doors down. They would have appreciated a little bit more notice of an intense firework display right over their neighborhood. So maybe just when you get to it, ask the people with the permit to make a little bit more public knowledge that is happening.
Agreed.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. Go ahead.
Hope this is broke time, guys, called me up, gave me an interview about the cemetery job. And I was
Yes.
told to show up here that I might have a few questions.
Yeah, we have you on the agenda. It's gonna be under item E. So as soon as we get there, then we'll call you up and ask you any questions we may have. Thank you. Thank you for attending this morning. Is there any other public comment? Okay, that being said, we'll step back down to item C, the reschedule of the DOT meeting. I would like to make a motion to move that from June 3rd to June 24th at 6:30. I'll second. Thank you.
Is there any reason that had to be so far out there? Just, I mean, in
Hall.
the
The hall rental, we have the senior center has the hall too right now. They're in the process of the construction over there.
Yeah.
And then, just with us having a meeting today, next week is June, so I figured that we could accomplish a lot of things on the agenda and that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, just curious.
All in favor of moving the regular scheduled DOT meeting from June 3rd to June 24th, 2025, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, Quantum AG LLC, 9157 North Dorp Highway, Mount Morris, Michigan, 48458. First, before I have you come up, I'm actually gonna have the chair of our planning come up. And Kevin, you could give us a recap of what transpired yesterday, please. I'm not sure we're all on the same page here.
We did discuss, Mr. Davison last night at the meeting. Planning Commission did, recommend, on a vote 4-0, we had one member absent, to proceed with his upgrade license. The biggest part of the issue is that he's had a 500 plant license for a year. They initially, when they got their license, the site wasn't quite up to par for an outdoor grow. And we put restrictions on them, and I'm going to be detailed, I guess, that they didn't have any sanitary facilities. We requested allowed them to have porta potties till the end of the year to address it, to get their first grow in. And they were required to pull a building permit to do their building at the end of the year. They've done all that. Everything went fine. They got their first year grow in. They've had their building put up. The building's got the certificate of occupancy by the building inspector already, so they're going everything there. They did explain to us at the meeting, for the benefit of you, he wants to grow an additional 500 plants or so, but you cannot, the state doesn't allow 2 500 plant licenses. So his only choice to increase, and he'll explain the procedure of how he's going to address it, is to go to a 2,000 plant license. He can't stack 2 500s. So we allowed the 2,000 plant upgrade. He told us that he's not going to hit the 2,000 plants. It's what he's got to have for the state in order to increase. So, and that's it, I guess. Thank you.
If I may.
Yes.
This is for Quantum.
Yes.
Okay. And this was correct me if I'm wrong, this was the facility that did not have a building. It was the one just the fenced in area, and it had you saw the porta potty stipulation there.
Right. They had an old garage to suffice for the building, but it didn't have any facilities in it.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right one. Okay, thank you.
And they did everything that we required initially. They followed through on. So.
Oh, did you inquire to them about their fence?
Yes. They had a delivery vehicle bump into the fence, so to speak, let's say.
Okay. Yeah.
They've done some repairs on it, but they've got some more to do along the entryway there.
Okay. Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
That's what he said. The only reason it's leaning because the dumpster guy slid the dumpster too far and hit the fence.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I noticed it, and I was the one that said something about it, so I just wanted to check up on that. Looked a little odd to me. So, But thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. John, do you have any comments or want to make me?
No, Kevin covered that pretty well, but I'd say from some of the people, some of the growers in the Green Triangle, that the gentleman there, the owner, I assume that he is that who that was last night?
Both of us are
Together, very cooperative, very willing to do whatever's necessary, answered all questions. Said he would sit on a committee if we had any, very cooperative. And so of all the growers I've met, that guy is extremely cooperative. That's my take on that.
Okay.
So congrats to you.
If you want to come up, I'm not sure if the board will have too many more questions. Eric, do you have any questions for that?
Yeah, just, so the fence though,
I didn't actually take a close look at the fence. Was that post construction fence? So like, was that 4x4?
yep, 4x4,
Okay.
10 foot,
Okay.
concreted in.
Okay, the base is concrete.
Yeah, all the bases are. The garbage truck actually went through the corner post, where we had our dumpster located. It bent the gate posts, it knocked down some of the 4x4s. So we did like an emergency repair, and we've been reaching out to community disposal. They're supposed to have somebody come and fix it. So we've been trying to avoid fixing and sending them a bill, because there's nothing structurally that's wrong with it. It's just it just doesn't look right now, and the gate swings a little weird. So
Okay, all right. Yeah, that was my, I just, I've built, many things myself, and I was kind of looking at that.
it drives us nuts. Every week I'm like, why don't we just fix it and send them a bill? But we've been trying to work with them on coming out and making it right for us.
Just how tall is that fence one more time?
It's 8 foot.
Yeah, see, and I'm just making this point for the board. This is an 8-foot solid wood fence. Not fabric, it's wood. So I'm just making that point from an observation of seeing through it. Their application is much better. You can't see through it. It's wood versus any kind of fabric. So I just wanted to point that out. No, go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
Chris, do you have any questions?
I don't. So I have a question for you guys. So, with this whole Tammy thing, we've been pushed back. We got pushed back last summer twice for her putting it in the paper wrong. We lost a bunch of money last year. We were kind of wet behind the ears. We didn't really say much about it, and it didn't make a huge difference. This year, same thing happened. And now we're in a spot where we're obviously coming to this emergency meeting, all this stuff. The state is requiring an answer as of yesterday. They wanted it this morning at 10. We're not giving it to them, obviously, because we're here doing this right now. I'm pretty sure they're going to make us resubmit our entire packet for our Class C, which will put us 30 days behind. My question for you guys, am I going to have to come back in front of the board and go through all of this again for the city if they make me resubmit my whole Class C application?
Suggestion here.
Go ahead.
That if you need it, we will give you a letter with our letterhead saying that it's our fault that you didn't make that.
I reached out to Donald, who's my case manager, or whoever at the state. I talked to him this morning on my way in here, actually on the phone. I don't think I don't think it's going to work. They're pretty much what ended up happening when it got pushed. So our insurance lapses at the 28th. So we have all our renewal stuff gets sent in 30 days prior, but it takes them 30 days to issue a policy. And even though we have a policy binder and all the other stuff, since we got pushed from Tammy, the expiration of our insurance policy is the 28th. So we would have been weeks ahead of it. We wouldn't have needed anything. So when this happened, we reached out to the insurance companies, Yair, they're local. And the best they could do, since it's cannabis and it doesn't make any sense, it has to go to a person, and that goes to another company. And long story short, it takes a really long time to get this, and the state of Michigan requires an entire full copy of the policy. That takes 30 days for them to issue. So something that wouldn't have been an issue at all is now also going to be an issue. We've given them everything that we possibly can in order to be approved, but I don't know how many people are farmers here, but you don't get your stuff in here first week in June. The latest we like first or second week in June. You lose a significant amount. So we're kind of in a weird spot here. We're just two people. We're a small farm. we try to do everything the way, the best that we can. It's a little foggy navigating some of this stuff. Not everybody has the answers like in other businesses. So I guess my question is, just for planning purposes for us, if we have to resubmit everything, what does my timeline look like with the city?
What is so if you resubmit everything, are they going to give you a different license number on that Class C?
I don't know. That's a great question. I
Okay.
don't think so. I believe it still will be our 00116 or whatever it is. But I'm not sure.
So, I will make a motion to approve Quantum AG LLC 9157 North Door Highway, Mount Morris, Michigan 4458 site plan and Class C AUGAC 001611. If included in my motion is if that license number changes, you register that with the township immediately.
Okay.
And that we waive him moving to an additional meeting. How should I word that? We waive an additional meeting to approve the duplicate request. Awesome.
Yeah,
That work?
maybe worded, just we waive his reapplication there. How would we word that?
I
I
would,
guess it's okay the way you worded it, I
not
guess.
bad.
Because it's a duplicate request, and as long as he's gonna register
Yeah,
the license number with the township, it would just be on the same application, we would just change the license.
I would just, have a line or some, and maybe that in there already, and I don't see it, but that as long as nothing in the application changes except the number, then we would reapprove it.
Sure.
So, and that's just for me, in case you decided, no, I'm gonna up it, change
It's
it.
very helpful. I appreciate you guys have been more than helpful. We
Me, as
appreciate it.
long as it stays exactly the same, except for the number, I'm okay with it.
Okay, Gabby, can you repeat that motion now so I can make sure the wording's correct? Sorry?
let her finish writing it first. Okay, so, in,
I have a question for our clerk.
so, I understand what the gentleman's.
Let's take a motion first, clear it and get support, and then we can
Okay.
discuss, if that's okay.
Either way.
Sorry, Andy, because I am not like that.
So I thought you didn't
I
have
still want
to have
section.
information until the end of the day today.
That's what I'm saying, let's finish this part and then we will discuss.
Motion to approve Quantum Class C license number and waive additional meeting upon duplicate request, providing nothing changes other than the license number.
Perfect.
And you got a license number written down?
It's in the packet. I will have that.
Okay.
And then can I get support on that? I supported it. Okay.
Right, so the question to the clerk is, given the circumstances, if it would be helpful, and I don't know if it would be or not, would you mind calling Laura or the individual that he spoke to, his caseworker or whatever, and would you mind giving them an explanation?
Would be fine. I went to them with, if they come up here and they say, no problem.
No, I
mean,
just referred to today.
Just to, yeah, take, I mean, obviously, he's gotta call this guy back after this meeting. He's gotta try to explain to him, what the results were of the meeting, and he's obviously gotta explain to the individual, what he would like to happen, and then that individual's probably gotta go talk to their superior, Laura. And maybe Laura has to have a meeting on it, I don't know, but because if it's changing something or making exceptions for their own rules, they probably have to cover their own butts. Legally speaking, from that perspective, if Laura makes an exception in his case somehow. I mean, they're.
Not confident they will.
I'm confident they will too, because Laura already has on the books a Thetford Township clause that they had to create with a special meeting just for this township, for the whole state of Michigan.
But we're special.
We're special, so I think that there could be
But
something.
if, when you contact them, we'd be willing to speak with them if necessary.
Yeah, let them know that, you know what I mean? That we're-
Anything would help. I mean, you know.
That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to give you every opportunity to, you know, bridge this gap with Laura and, you know, with the full explanation and transparency and just let them deal with that as, you know, as they see fit. If they choose to say they make you resubmit and all that, well, then we'll help you
I think
understand.
just not having to come back and do this part, even with the resubmittal, you know, we've already been inspected. There's a chance that Sydney and Ronald that don't want to come, but they were just here. I just had my 6-month BFS yesterday. So, you know, there's a chance that they might fast track us, so to speak, but you know.
And Sydney knows me too. I think she has my number. If she has any questions, she can call me.
Okay.
I think Chris, did you have anything? Yeah, and I'll piggyback off, Chris, I wasn't aware either it was by 10 a.m. today. I would have moved this meeting to 9. I just thought it was by the end of the day today.
Like I said, at this point, it ended up being two things. It pushed us far enough where they're requiring us to have a brand new policy with the Class C. We can't just, you know, renew and move it. It's too close. And like I said, it takes them 30 days for some reason to issue you a hard copy of the policy, even though they can provide the binder, the insurance policy number, and all of the stuff up front. The state, in order to approve a license in the beginning application stage, has to have full copies of your entire policy just for legal. So I don't know if it's going to go through either way. I mean, my lawyer's talking to them currently that he said call after the board meeting after we get our approval, and we'll see where they go.
All right, we'll go with a roll call vote then on that motion, please. Andy, when you get ready.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Maintenance position applicants. So I got John. Is he here today? I'm not sure if he got to listen for you, John. Hi, John. So you came in for an interview. My name's Rachel, Township Supervisor, and I am going to actually go down with who's here. I'm gonna let Eric introduce himself. We'll start at that end, and if he's got any questions for you, we will go from there.
So you've got some experience, right?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I worked at Flint Golf Club for about 6 months. I upgraded to a different job in Durand, Marsac Landscaping, and we would drive to Durand, load up the zero turns, the weed whackers, the blowers, then drive to Detroit and do all the Burger Kings, the Taco Bells, the Rite Aids, the Walgreens, and then back. It was too overwhelming. It was too far away. You know, I was putting in 10, 12 hours just to get back. You know, I'm broke and stuff, but I ended up working in a factory for the last year, lifting windshields all day, and stepped away because I had a heart issue. It was just too much. The production line was too much, but I am a hard worker. I've been working for the last week doing landscaping at a farm in Lapeer. You know, he said if anybody needs a reference to call him, good guy, you know. But I'm a hard worker. I'm always on time. I talked to the guy that works out here, and he told me that he would help train me on the fork, you know, not the fork truck, but the front end loader. You know, he said if you need some training on it, I'd take you out in the field and have you dig holes. And he said then they fill them in. You know, he said, "Don't worry about it." Okay. But anyway, I am a hard worker, and you know, I'm very respectful. You know, and I truly respect the Braves. I'm Native American, Sioux Anchorage, kind of spiritual. So
Yeah, I was actually gonna say something, you know, about the cemetery, you know what I mean? It's just, when those headstones have to be moved in order to, you know, dig a grave, I just want them handled with care. Okay.
ain't no doubt, you know, that's first and utmost, you know.
Okay. Respect.
families and the gravestones and the graves, you know. That's what I talked to him. He said, if there's any rain, you don't cut the grass. You don't want the grass getting stuck on them. You know, he said, you want to clean orderly, and there's no doubt, you know. But, I live real close. I live over here on Saginaw and Vienna, about a mile north, across Ernie's party store. You know, so if somebody calls me and needs me, I can be right here, you know, 4 miles.
Thank you.
I definitely enjoy the job.
John, do you have any questions?
Not really. I think, I do have one concern, you know, just, not with you personally, just, you know, this environment here is a kind of a close environment, so you gotta be a team player. You gotta work with everybody. And so that would be my question to you. Are you a team player?
Yeah, I work good with people. You know, I take orders as well. If somebody tells me to do something, I'm like, you know, okay, well, tell me what to do, I'll go do it, you know.
No problem with a whole woman office?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's not a question I can ask, sorry. I'm sorry.
John, we talked about that in private.
Yeah.
And I believe Chris and Stacy interviewed you, but do you guys have any further questions or anything?
Yeah, I think we already went over, so you don't have any like restrictions as far as lifting, because there's gonna be.
Not really.
Okay.
You know, it was just the factory that I was at, it was like 250 windows a day. Lifting them up, pulling them over my head, carrying them, putting them down. And, you know, and it was the overtime, doing this, doing that. I got overwhelmed. I really didn't have a heart problem. I guess that's what they call it. You know, it was almost a stroke, but what?
I've been there, done that. And there was-
Hospital, you know, but I'm healthy, you know.
And there was another,
I am able to.
that was another question I was gonna ask you. You do work well with others, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you're flexible,
yeah.
okay, because there may be hours in the winter, right, where.
Mhm.
Yeah, snow and stuff.
5 a.m.
No.
Well, the factory that I worked at for the past year, I got up every morning at 3. I was there at 6, but I'm always early everywhere I go.
Hey, and I'm just gonna, while you said that, and I'm just gonna throw this out in case any of the board's interested, but I wouldn't be opposed to having a release from his doctor or a doctor saying that you're okay to do this kind of work. Would not hurt my feelings.
Do we have anything restricting you though? He doesn't have any restrictions.
Yeah, I'm not on medication or nothing.
Okay, that's my only concern that, so, and because you're telling me that in this environment, you know, I'm assuming that's true and we're gonna hold you to that, so.
Okay.
Any questions, Stacy? Okay. How long have you been at your current job?
The last one was a year.
A year? Okay.
The last week or so, you know, I've just been doing odd jobs since then. I've been doing like fencing jobs and flooring jobs and, you know, whatever comes along, you know. If somebody calls me and says, I need a worker, I'm like, come on, let's go. You know, show me what to do, I'm there.
I know just based on the past board actions and things that people that we've hired in the past, it would be a part-time position.
Yes.
And I can guarantee it won't be over 20 hours a week maximum. And there'll be, you know, there might be months like when it slows down in the winter time where we only need 10 or 15. I just want you to be prepared.
No, I kind of trying to open up a little part-time business over here, shop in the Clio Community Center. So the part-time will work for me because it'll give me an opportunity to do both, you know, and keep a little income coming in on the side, so.
Okay. Okay, well, if you want to hang tight for a minute, we're gonna ask the next fella a couple questions and,
I appreciate the opportunity.
we appreciate you attending this morning. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna bring Mr. Richard Bull. I'm gonna not even say it correctly. Volmar?
It's like Palmer with a V.
Volmer. Okay. Great. Same. My name's Rachel, Township Supervisor. We'll go ahead and start with Eric on the end if he's got any questions for you.
So same question, just, you know, give us a rundown of your skills and stuff.
I mean, I worked at a golf course when I was in high school. I've taken care of my yard for 40 years, run equipment and stuff like that. But as far as like a formal job in this capacity, no. I'm a veteran. I retired from AT&T after 32 years. So
You're just looking for a part-time job.
that's all I want is part-time. Yes, I wouldn't be interested in much over 20, so.
Nice. John, you got any questions?
Just, working with people, I'm assuming if you were in the field doing, the ATM work?
Most of my career I was in the field. I was, started out as an installer repairman. Then I was a cable and fiber splicer, and I ended my career as a inspector, basically.
So and in that capacity, you dealt with a lot of people that.
Health contractors. It was basically like running your own small business. I had to make sure they did the job right, okay billing, stuff like that.
Yeah, just, we're looking for a smooth, for
I don't
anyone
have a
who.
problem working with people.
Yeah, that's my concern,
No,
And you
no,
don't have no restriction as far as lifting?
no. No.
Do you have any questions, anything?
If you, I'm just gonna kick one more back. I'm looking at your resume. Do you, mechanical abilities? Where would you put yourself there? I'm just curious.
Average Joe handyman.
Yeah,
I got my tractor and my lawnmower. at home.
Yeah, if needed those receptacles change, you could go change.
Yes.
That kind of thing. I'm just curious, general maintenance items, you may have to put a ballast in a light. I need somebody that can get up there, take it down, turn the power off, change the ballast, whatever it takes.
Most of that stuff I would think I could handle.
Fix the toilet, change them. Filters.
I was trying to keep the bad stuff on the bottom.
We got work to do around here.
But I'll tell you what, if I don't know how to do it, I'll ask. I'm not gonna screw something up trying to.
And then today you can YouTube anything.
Right.
You can see exactly how to do it. So.
I think Benny is extremely knowledgeable too, our current maintenance guy, so, I mean, it's, he's always a good one to get advice from as well.
And I would be available, it's basically Monday through Thursday. But I know, like this week, for example, all the rain, he's probably gonna be way behind and more on the weekends. If I'm home, we do a lot of camping and stuff, but if he told me ahead of time, hey, you think you could come in this weekend? If I don't have concrete plans, I don't have a problem coming in like that.
Well, you slow down.
Where do you live at?
I live, not too far from Center in Mount Morris. So, pretty close.
Yeah, I'll just jump back in here for just a second. Occasionally, like she just alluded to, we could have a burial if if one of you guys, we need two. So if one guy, something happens, that would be where you would get a kind of an emergency call.
Sure.
Need another body before.
If I'm not out of town or whatever, and I'm available, I have no issues coming. Yeah, sure.
So can I make a suggestion? Yeah. So we gotta have two people when there's a burial, correct? Right, two people out there? So why not hire two part-time people and alternate them?
That's what I want.
I honestly think that's a great idea, but I do want to ask him one more question.
Sure.
What pay rate are you looking for? That would be.
They kind of already told me.
Did they tell you? It's like a week. I just want to make sure you're prepared for that.
Could make a lot of money doing what I used to do, what I retired doing. I don't want 40 hours plus. And that's that's where you're gonna make money. I know most of the part-time jobs, this is actually a little better than a lot of them. So my wife works at home. Until she retires in another 5 years, I'm looking to get out of the house, make a few bucks here and there and get out of her hair a little bit, so.
I can understand that getting out of the house thing. My wife likes it when I go on jobs and, so
Yeah.
I understand that.
Your suggestion, Chris, is that we. So if we hire two part-time people, if one's at their max 20 hours, then we have somebody to fall back on. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to have two people in the cemetery, so we just alternate their hours. They may have to have some sort of schedule, maybe.
Let's get two out there.
Yeah. Because right now we only have Thomas, we have Benny. Benny's basically maintenance. Yeah, we have, and I know the hall work. And that's what I'm gonna, and just to reiterate to both of you, the job description that we have approved by the board is on both the maintenance end and the cemetery end. So, Benny focuses mainly on the maintenance and the building wises. wise things, and then Thomas usually overlooks the cemetery. So there may be days where you guys are needed on both ends, and Benny's, I'd love to, just my dream is to get this back kitchen remodeled. We have the whole storage thing is full over here at the historic building of old historic documents that need to be moved. And we just have a lot of projects that need to be done. Landscaping could be upgraded, there's a ton of projects.
There's a lot of mowing, a lot of weed whacking, trimming trees,
Flooring.
burials.
So it would be both sides, working with both of them. So I just want to make sure that that's clear with both of you.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I like that. I think you're right on target there. You could be an application where, they got something fell off the wall and you may have to come in. So that's why I wanted to know for both of you, if you could take care of those kind of minor things, because primarily he will take care of that. But if he's not, I would expect they would call you, one of you two would come in and take care of whatever is. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
okay, so does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Make a motion to hire John Evelyn part-time and Richard
Let's do one
Moore.
Let's do them individually. That would just be
Okay.
a suggestion.
Okay. For up to 20 hours per week.
And what rate?
Whatever you told me.
$15 per hour.
Yeah, I thought it was 16 too. 16. Can you go check the other one?
That's done with me.
We are, you're all set.
Check payroll, we just put in computer fees and that's it.
Okay, $16 an hour, excuse me.
I will support that motion.
We have one more question now related to that. So for the maintenance guys, who do they report to? What, I need to know the supervisory process for, who do they talk to? Who do they go to? They have a question.
Me or Chris or Stacy.
Or
So
Thomas.
Thomas overlooks it, and like I said, Sunny does, but ultimately, at the end of the day, us three is how I like to keep it. I'm not here a lot, I'm gonna be honest with both of you, I do carry a full-time job, but these two are in the office consistently. They contact me consistently, so, I would just say if you're looking for approval on anything, or there's something that you can't handle, go to these two, ultimately, at the end of the day.
What I just want them to know where to go. So.
Any other questions? Okay, let's move with a roll call on that, please.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yeah. Motion carried 5-0. Next motion. To hire Richard.
I'll make the motion to hire Richard Baum,
Just like Palmer.
Balmer at $16 per hour, up to 20 hours a week.
Second it. Any more discussion? Okay, with that, let's move on with the roll call, please.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0.
You guys will have paperwork to fill out today in the office or you can start.
All right, with that being done, we'll move on to G. Welcome to the team, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Stacy, for all the follow-up, job description and tax stuff.
Thank you.
And I'll get your file started. Senior center flooring, so the estimate that we approved in our last meeting was, I believe the man resigned from the job, if I'm understanding correctly. So the county said that we were okay to go with the next bid. They put in there the lowest bid, so I included the estimates again in your packets. I believe that the one Shannon was looking at, we had two of them. The lowest bid was the $7,012 from Hans Custom Wood Floors.
Who resigned it?
Harris. I'm sorry. It looked like an M, Shannon. So Finish It Custom Carpentry is who we approved. The difference, after talking to Shannon, was that neither one of the next two bids offered staining the floors. But they are gonna do 2 coats of oil-based polyurethane. On the Harris Custom, it is covering more square footage at 1753, where Rick Hoover was only 1660 and his bid was higher. So I'm gonna make a motion to approve Harris Custom Wood Floors to carry out the senior center flooring project with the Genesee County ARPA funding.
Support.
Is there any more discussion on that?
Have we ever seen any of the work from?
I doubt it. Have you seen any of the work, Shannon?
Yeah. Greg actually just showed me some pictures of a job that he did.
Oh,
And it's beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful.
I've seen Kimber's work, and it's gorgeous.
Okay. All right, let's move on with the roll call.
Stacy,
Yes, I got support, John did.
Casey?
I said, yes.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Okay, moving on to this kitchen and the Thetford Hall back here. Wow, this has been a project. So, we haven't even got it started yet. So John has worked extremely hard to get us some quotes. And of course, we get one bid back because that's just the luck of the draw. I am going to ask the board to consider Bossman Construction on a motion to remodel the kitchen hall at the total cost of, hold on 1 second, I'm finding it, $71,520 to be paid out of the fund balance. Now, didn't we have money allocated from our, sorry, let me get sports. Hold on, play next course. Do we have money for ARPA? We did, so we had transferred over $200,000 of our ARPA funding last year back into our general fund account to be at our fund balance at the end of March. So that increased our fund balance, so that's why I'm asking to pay this out of the fund balance, because that money, I mean, if you want to track it all the way down, it's sitting in our fund balance. So we'll amend the ledger, we'll bring that forth when we go to cut the check to amend the ledger, and the money will come out of the fund balance. For 71 months, $71,520. Is there any more discussion on this, John? Do you want to talk to?
Yeah, I did. I went over this and and I'm just gonna tell you, these are the people that I contact. This Boss Man Construction. I called Steve Gross's office, who does all the condos, works around town. I called Elmore's Construction. They didn't call back. Steve Gross didn't call back. Lane Home Improvement, they came out and looked at the job, Jeff Lang actually, and never turned an estimate in. In July, Quality Construction, I talked to that guy, Tim, he came out, looked at the job. He also didn't turn a bid in. So out of those three that I didn't look any further because I had three people here that looked at the job and I covered exactly the same thing with all three of them. And that's why I wanted to do it, because I told them exactly the same thing. And what you're going to get over there is they're going to tear the island out. They're going to put FRP up 8 foot all the way around, new countertops, new base units. I had them put in 2 60-inch roller in the center and 1 48-inch on the end of this wall. So the idea with that is for the senior center, wherever you use that, you could roll them cables, put them on the wall, which we we have now 20 amp circuit out there, so you could run hot plates down this wall. Makes the kitchen really versatile. New flooring, the door they're gonna refurb, that door will get a regular commercial door, metal frame, solid core door, like you would see in any office building. Those doors are coming delaminated, drives me crazy. But anyway,
It always ends.
yeah, so, and then they will paint anything that hasn't been touched, they will paint.
And you're satisfied with.
Oh, yeah, I mean, as far as if he does everything that we talked about, he's not using, I told him the countertops could be from mica. The cabinets cannot be, they cannot be a standard grade. They had to be mid-grade or above. He said he's gonna use commercial. I don't know exactly how that goes, but, yeah, I'm satisfied that if he does what we talked about, it'll be good.
Does that include like the refrigerator, the stove, all that, everything?
No, he's the refrigerator's working, we got the new warmer from the senior center, so originally we were gonna put that in, so no, there's no new appliances. They'll just take them out and FRP behind them. And then they'll do the new vinyl plank flooring underneath them all and where the island was.
You hate to say
I can. I don't have a problem with that.
I like the old plates, it's just too sad.
Well, we had that, yeah, we haven't had any issues with that, that refrigerator or the warmer. I'm shockingly, we did, remember we left it sitting for 3 years or 4 years.
We had a light time run.
Yeah, it was something really dumb that we don't want to talk about. Yeah. So,
and then also to piggyback to Bosman Construction is who is doing the construction over there at the senior center as well, so.
Just out of curiosity, why do you think the others didn't turn that they bid?
I think that, this is actually, well, the total bid, see, because we haven't got to the rest yet, but they're also doing the bathrooms. So in the bathrooms, to make them handicap, you got to saw cut the floor, take out, for a lot of smaller contractors, they didn't want to take on that job, and I think they were concerned, maybe they couldn't get it done timely, because I told them, we use this hall, we can't be down for weeks and weeks.
Sure.
So I told them they could only have one bathroom disabled at a time, and you got to get in, you got to get out. And I said, if that means working nights, is that going to cost me more? And they said, no, whatever, this boss man did.
Okay.
He said, whatever it takes. And I said, so, because we got a lot going on here. So if we're in a press to press him, this guy is pressable. Because I told him that. Yeah, it means that we gotta get it done. Yeah,
Say jump.
yeah.
Let's go high.
Any other questions? Okay, will you read back my motion, please, Andy, if you have it, Tom?
Rachel made the motion to ask the board to consider Bossman Construction in the Township Hall kitchen remodel at $71,520 to come out of the fund balance.
Thank you. Roll call vote on that, please.
Stacy,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, now we'll move on to the bathroom bid. John, I'll let you, I'll just go and make the motion first and then we'll carry through. I'll make a motion to accept the bid in the amount of $32,760 to remodel both hall bathrooms to come out of the Wednesday work.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the wrong business.
You are.
Oh, sorry, hold on that motion, 63,100.
I am definitely bound.
That's 32 correct. Just change the amount on my motion, I don't have support yet, to 63,408.
To do the men's and women's and make them handicap compliant.
63,480. So I spent those dollars.
You get support on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would have liked to had some more bids and, and we could have went back out. I am shocked that I didn't have, for the kind of money we're referring to. I am surprised. But what this entices is, same thing, you'll have commercial doors. they're gonna pull one stall, put a full handicap in there, new dividers, FRP up. The women's gets a mirror and a long counter. The guys get a single counter. So, but that'll have new dispensers, new soap dispensers. They'll paint everything that isn't done.
New flooring.
New flooring too, I'm sorry.
New toilets.
New toilets. Yep, they will be.
Paper.
And they're taking both bathrooms. Well, the women's down to 2 stalls, correct?
That's correct. 2 for you, yeah. 1 for the men's, 2 for you. There's currently 3 in the women's, yeah. They need the extra room to get the wheelchair compliant.
Baby change. Just
I,
throwing that out there, 'cause I really like that.
he put the, you know what? I forgot to look at this. Did he?
I can go over and ask them.
I meant the drinking fountain. Did he put that as an option? Did you see a drinking fountain on there?
That used to be in the front.
I asked him option to install it. We used to have a drinking fountain right back there and it's,
Say we just did one of the same things, telling you, should there, should be good, you put your cup underneath of it.
that's the kind of drinking fountain I want. With a cup dispenser. That's what I told him to put in here.
Like a water bottle. like-
Yeah, so anybody at a meeting could fill their water bottle like they see at the rest areas.
They got them at the schools too. You just pick your water
And
bottle.
I told him to put that in here as an accessory that we could vote on, but I see that now that I'm looking, I don't see it in there, so.
We can ask them about that in the baby.
Yeah, but it'll be an addition, obviously, because if it's not in this estimate.
Yes.
But yeah, I think, it's all plumb for it. We took it out because it quit or leaked or something, but we really should have one in here because, with our meetings, you know, you could, like I said, fill your water bottle or anybody here as, from a water standpoint. Great idea. So, that's-
Is there any more discussion on the bathroom? Okay, with that being said, let's move forward with a roll call.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes. Motion carried 5-0.
And there was, that was
Both bathrooms.
fully handicapped. Oh, right, like.
Yeah, the sinks will be,
We're not gonna we're not gonna get. What's his name, come in here and go, well, you didn't put the handlebar here and.
he says no.
Okay.
He said they will be compliant,
All right. Cool.
you know, with the sinks, you can roll the wheelchair right up to and under and,
Sounds good.
And-
Well, because I just brought that because we have people that hold us to the, letter of the T of the law on handicap accessibility. So I just want to make sure that's okay.
the only thing I would just like to add to make sure that the minute reflects that this did come out of ARPA money. I know, because when the word.
I don't know where it.
ARPA.
No, because we've already spent the ARPA money technically. So what happened was we made a motion, we had a deadline to spend that ARPA money.
Oh, right.
That ARPA money went back into our general fund.
Yeah.
And paid for the fire that we had already paid for out of the general fund.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're-
we just
I
can't
don't
work
wanna
with it.
include ARPA. So we're gonna move on to the firework permit for Steve Colano. 1327 East Francis Road, Mount Morris, Michigan, 48458. I'll make a motion to approve. Hold that back. This permit, he's got a date on here, let's look at. To approve, the firework permit for June 25th, 2025. Or June 26th, 2025, if it rains. So long as he notifies his surrounding neighbors of the event. I don't think we should, I don't like that option.
Can we post it somewhere? Can't post it because it's his event.
It's his event, so you're not gonna send them.
You send them flyer.
Yeah, but how do you limit the neighbors that you notify, right? That's such an open-ended motion, I don't like it. I'm gonna withdraw that motion. Let me think about this for a second.
Well, we could send him a letter saying that we recommend you contact all your neighbors within 300 feet of the property, which is the same we would use for a public hearing.
Sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot there. I mean, you guys gotta think, you got all of it. He's gotta get Mount Morris, you got the park right there, you got everyone in the.
Well, you would just notify the park. The park would just be notified, not individual. The park and then the individual. Anyone that's property touches, whatever property touches, you notify that property owner.
It touches his property.
Well, the one owner is not, the one owner with the horses is not adjacent to his property.
If it's
He's a
not,
couple houses down.
It's just 2 houses over.
if it's within 300 feet, that's what we would
That's
do for a public hearing.
And then he's gonna have to get the addresses of everybody that's within 300 feet. Do you understand what I'm saying? How do you?
That's not that difficult.
Or we can do it
That's not that
another way.
difficult to get those
We
addresses.
can send them a letter saying that it's your responsibility to notify your neighbors of the date.
Or we can have a list of those addresses which we would contact within 300 feet.
Which we should, because we sent out notices for the
Exactly.
public hearing.
And then we could tell them, these are the people that you have to contact.
Okay. So I'll make the motion to approve. Stephen Colano, 1327 East Francis Road, Mount Morris, Michigan. For his firework permit on the date of June 25th or June 26th, weather permitting. And then on the basis that he notifies surrounding neighbors within 300 feet. Or
Are we gonna send him a letter or just that? Or
definitely gonna have to, is Steve here? Thank you. Oh, so are you okay with that?
sorry, he's here. I could have just asked you. Yeah. A lot easier. Yeah.
Oh, Stephen Plano.
Is that gonna be an issue for you?
No issue.
We'll give you the we can give you addresses to help you with that.
The whole list, so. No, that's perfect. I mean,
We can send out a notice to everyone in Thetford to come on down and share the excitement.
even better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna be there.
It's on postcards, so I mean.
We're not requiring you, we're only going to require you to contact people.
More the merrier, I mean, doing it for them, you know, so.
Okay, sure.
No, but it's a great idea. Just for people with the dogs that freak out, everyone will know this was the day. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Steve while he's here?
No, I wish I recognized he was over there. We'd have done, saved some time.
We can move forward with the roll call now.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0.
Hope to see you guys there.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to brief public comments. 3 minutes, please.
I don't have my reports done. The silly secretary didn't touch.
Until the end of June.
But I have talked him into a bench for the disc golf course from the Parks and Rec Board.
Really? Yes.
And they would like another member from Thetford for the board. And the zombie walk is, I think, the second weekend in October. Because it's the weekend after homecoming. I'd like to get with you, Eric, about a bench.
Sure, yeah.
Good.
Yep. My apologies, I actually, something that I wanted.
Can't wait till board member comes.
No. Yeah, because it, requires some action.
I don't know if we can take it if it's not on the agenda, it's special.
Well. Yeah, but, trying to think of how I could do this here. Well. Yeah, we had 2 upper baskets of the disc golf course get stolen. So I just wanted to, I forgot to bring, I completely slipped my mind there, because I was actually. I thought we were gonna have a June 3rd meeting, so I was planning on that.
But we're not gonna be able to take action on that tonight. Get with me after and we'll look and see what the cost is to replace it. You know what the cost is off the top of your head?
Yeah, it'll be under $500.
So I think I can approve that and then we can ask for approval
That would be
at the
good.
next meeting.
Yeah, that would be good because that way we could kind of just get we can get the ball rolling, like getting ordered and.
Well, summer's coming, so,
Yeah.
you know, for our next meeting until mid-June, I'm sure they're gonna be using the disc golf course the next few weeks.
Yes, just,
Definitely.
the what?
Oh, yeah. Possibility. But our deductible is probably gonna be more than.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do.
So let's
Also,
let's finish the public.
one last thing, is this gonna have, they mentioned, securing them down better, but I think that would be,
We can definitely talk after.
okay, all right, sounds good.
Any more brief public comment?
Yeah, you gotta listen to me one more time. Since you moved your June meeting to a later date, that will probably work out well for master plan people. The current idea right now is that our planning meeting, second Thursday of June, planning commission will be looking at a nearly final draft of the master plan. The procedure is it goes to planning. We look at it, we critique it, look it over. If we're satisfied with it or make some minor changes, at the end of the day of that meeting, we will either, my intent is that we will recommend it to the Board of Trustees. You'll receive a copy after our planning meeting because if we make any changes, there's no sense in making a whole bunch of copies. You'll receive a copy for your meeting in June. You will get it to you prior to, look it over at your meeting, critique it again. If you're quite satisfied with it, then you recommend that the planning commission set up a public hearing, and then we have a 63-day review time where that draft, after you've looked at it, will be available to the public to look at it, for the public to comment on it. We also send copies to the 4 neighboring townships for them to comment. At the end of the 63 days, we roll everything together again at the planning level and print the actual final copy and start the approval process. I'm in the process right now of contacting vendors for printing spiral bound heavyweight paper copies so that they'll stand up to wear and tear for the next 5, 10, 20, 40 years. I don't know however long before we do this again. We can also have digital copies available so that residents, if they want to see a digital copy, we'll have a counter copy during the 63-day time, but also it'll be set up. We can put it on a website, a link or something where they can download a digital copy. But we'll have a form where the residents can make a comment, things that maybe they don't like. The process, we're looking still hopefully September, October to be all done with it and have it wrapped up. But more details as it goes on, but I just wanted you to be aware when you get something in June, look it over, please, before your June meeting, so we can talk about it.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, yes, there is, and Pat, and so I guess there was a memo posted on the door. There's supposed to be a committee meeting for the marijuana Friday. I think this Friday might be tomorrow. So I am gonna contact them because the senior center is using the hall and all their stuff is gonna be in here. I'm just gonna let them know that they're gonna have to move that into the kitchen or,
The building across the street.
that's where they're doing it, or the historic building.
Right.
So, just FYI to everyone, they're gonna have to do it at a different location than inside the hall. So, if you plan on attending that committee meeting, I think it has to do with marijuana, looking at the ordinance. Can you tell me who's on that committee? The only one I know that's been approved by the board was it wasn't even approved. I had just appointed Pat Tack to carry out that committee. He should have brought members, or I believe we had requested 1 ZBA member, 1 planning member, business owners, as well as residents that lived in that area. the approval of those members has not yet made it back to the board, but he has started committee meetings, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. There really hasn't been much discussion there, so I don't know what they're talking about, but tomorrow, or if anyone's attending it, it's posted on the door. I just became aware of it the other day, but with the hall being utilized by the senior center right now, they're gonna have to move their location to in the kitchen or across the street at the historic building. So I'll make sure they're informed of that today. And that Pat is. Other than that, I think that's all that I have. We can start with board member comments. If there's no other public comments. Eric, do you wanna start?
Thanks for everyone for coming out. Sorry about the delay and the trouble she went through. Yeah. Yeah, and I'd like to thank the two gentlemen for the part-time position here at Township. Welcome aboard, guys. And you can also get my number. I'm very familiar with the equipment, the dump truck and the tractor and all that out here. You know, if you ever need a question concerning that kind of stuff, obviously, you can always check with the ladies in the office and they can contact me too, if need be. Always check with them first, but then you can always, you know, reach out to me if it's just strictly a machine issue or question you have or something like that, you know what I mean? And thank you everyone else for coming out and appreciate this attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. John?
No, I don't have anything. I think it'll be nice to get the, some of them upgrades in here done finally. I would have liked to seen it to be a little less expensive, but, I guess that's the time we're in, you know.
Yes.
And how long is the senior center how long is their project gonna take?
It's been a couple of weeks, so they're about a week in.
Oh, okay, so about one more week and,
So I'd say another 2 weeks just to be safe.
well, that's it.
Chris?
I'd just like to congratulate John and Richard for your employment, welcome aboard. Apologize Phantoms for the mix up. And as far as the fireworks, it'd be great. You could get all of them surrounding people, like especially the ones with the horses, the dogs. You hear about the dogs, what people know. Yeah, I agree, John. About the kitchen and bathroom, be nice to get that all done. Other than that, thank you for coming out this morning.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Go ahead, stay, sorry, I skipped you.
I was gonna agree with Chris. I repeat what they all. Yeah, thank you, everyone for coming out.
I want to thank everybody too for coming out. We're still sitting back waiting on our bridge over here, so I don't think we're gonna find out anything on that until October, just so everybody's aware, because that's kind of a consideration, hopefully, that makes it to legislation for the funding. And other than that, thank you for getting to the board members today, for getting some stuff accomplished. So, we'll see you guys back here in June and, have a good evening. With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Now, if you guys wanna, she'll hook you up on the paperwork. So get that done and. They do think it, ration breeders are your. Fill out paperwork.